Hey, everybody, it's Chad Johnson, and this is another episode of Everyday Practices podcast. And I wanted to go into how to set up your priorities. Right now, life is busy, and this is a different podcast because it's a monologue a la Bruce Baird style. So we're going to go into just the last few weeks. I've had a lot going on, and I have been opening 2 new practices during all this craziness just to make sure life is extra busy. And my coach, Carrie Miller, said, well, what are your 30 and 60 and 90-day priorities for each location? And so what it did was it kind of made me go onto Google Sheets, and you can start a blank one. And I started one that is labeled 30, 60, 90-day Veranda priorities. Why Veranda? That's my dental office name. So that way you can make sure that you're doing exactly what you want to, and that by the end of 30, 60, and 90 days, that you have a goal that's set in mind and you can finish it. I'd like to bring up the idea too to SMART goals. SMART goals are an acronym for specific, measurable, assignable, relevant, and time-based. Other acronyms for the A is achievable or attainable. Other acronym things for the R is ROI, relevant or realistic, stuff like that. And your goal is to make not just a dream, but to actually assign, who's going to get it done, by when, and is it actually achievable? So there are full books, that are on that topic about how to, set up your business systems and whatnot. And so we won't go into details because this is a quick episode. I want you to write down your goals for your practice for the next 30, 60, and 90 days. Just on a sheet of paper, fold it into 3 and write 30, 60, 90 over on the left-hand side and just start brainstorming. Get yourself your ideas and then start in the Google Sheets after you've brainstormed on a sheet of paper, writing them down, typing them in. And for me, I have 3 different locations. So I typed that in for each location. Then over on the side, I put who and when, because I want to know who's in charge of getting that done, that I can delegate that to, and when it'll be done by. For example, if I need a letter mailed, then, I don't need to wait 30 days for that to get done, even though I definitely would like that done in the next 30 days. That can just get done by tomorrow. So look through your stuff and figure out, what's your priorities. And the cool thing about an Excel sheet or a Google sheet is that you can list them all over on a column H or I or J or something like that, and then start dragging them, cutting and pasting them into your 30, 60, and 90 days. After that, you can assign who you would like to have it done and by when. Then your goal is to start attacking this by shooting, the person an email. That way there's a paper trail, in essence, for you to know that you've assigned that to someone and that you know that they understand the task that needs to get done. For example, under mine, I've got job descriptions for 30 days, reassigning job descriptions, orientation for new employees, accountability chart, looking up our software on YouTube for training for new employees. And you can get more specific on these. So that way, the more specific you are, the more attainable these are in small increments. I think a lot of us are concerned that over the next 90 days, we've got a lot that we need to do. And at the end of 90 days, we could still have a lot to do. The fact is, we've got a 6-month second wave coming through. And I'm not talking about necessarily COVID closure, but it's 6 months after the March, April madness that we're going to have a September, October shortfall of patients, even though we could be open. So we need to make sure that we're on track for getting everyone scheduled back. And I know everyone's busy right now, but you need to make sure that you have your systems in place. So make yourself a column, brainstorm, invite other people. If you go on Google Sheets into the upper right corner, there's a share button and you can type in emails and include that to other people. So that way they can all chime in and it's updated in real time. Assign those a 30, a 60, a 90 day, or I even have one for long-term, meaning, longer than that. And over the next 90 days, I'm definitely going to get done with 80% of these. I'd like to shoot for 100%, but let's just say I get 80% of that done. That's better than in 90 days wishing that I had these next 90 days to do over again, and be more intentional and purposeful about how you spend that time. Today's a short broadcast, and I just wanted to go over that with you on the podcast. On Facebook, you'll see a screenshot of my 30, 60, 90-day veranda priorities. So that way you can kind of get a template idea of what I'm talking about. So if you have any questions, by all means, email me at chad@productivedentist.com. And I'm glad to respond publicly on the Facebook forum for Productive Dentist Academy, or privately via email, chad@productivedentist.com. Next week, you'll hear Regan and me back, but today I just wanted to make sure that we gave you a quick episode that was full of something that you could take tangibly back to your practice tonight and implement tomorrow. Have a good rest of the day. Take care.
Bring your lunch or take us to the gym again next week to improve your everyday practices. Also, subscribe on iTunes, follow us on social media, and sign up for our email list. Now get out there and win with everyday practices.